So we've said a couple times, this is our first time for doing this award, and so it's been really a joy to see my colleagues at the Center for Advancement thinking about this and thinking about how to best celebrate this. And I have to tell you, when the call for nominations went out, one of the first things that happened was an awesome set of feedback from our colleagues in the College of Nursing and the Somé Center, the Barbara and Richard Somé Center for Gerontological Excellence. And they said, you know, would you be willing to partner with us on this? And we said, absolutely, absolutely. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Somé Center and help you understand how, as we were creating this program, it really aligned even more deeply with the mission of the University of Iowa and with our colleagues in the College of Nursing. So the Somé Center was established with a generous philanthropic gift, and it's housed in the College of Nursing to advance innovations in research, education, and practice to maximize optimal aging, which I think we have an amazing example of here today, and quality of life for older adults and their families. The center's efforts really contribute to the discovery of new knowledge, which is what we're all about at the University of Iowa, and the adoption of improved care practices that touch the lives of many older adults and their families. And in our own particular family, I'll just share that we're celebrating my father's 90th birthday this weekend. So that's a happy thing as well. We're deeply grateful to the nursing faculty and our colleagues for the excellent work they do and for partnering with us for this event. So today's honorees are exemplary Hawkeyes in every way. They are lifelong learners, leaders in their professions, mentors, generous community members, and passionate advocates for public higher education and all of the other interests that they have. We're delighted to count them among the University of Iowa family. We are going to invite Leah Buck and Kitty Buckwalter to come forward to tell us about each of our honorees. Leah is the director, actually, sorry, I said come up, but I didn't mean that. Because we get to hear from President Wilson first, so give me just a minute, but I'm going to introduce you. Leah is the director of the Somé Center and the holder of the Sally Mathis Hartwig Professorship in Nursing. And Kitty Buckwalter, many of you probably know Kitty. You are right here. Yes, thank you. Professor Emerita from the College of Nursing and former Associate Provost for Health Sciences. But before we invite them up to introduce you, we're delighted, as I said earlier, that President Wilson's schedule changed and that she and her husband, John, are able to be here with us today. So I will invite her to begin, and then we'll transition to Leah and Kitty.
Thank you, Lynette. I know why you got confused, because I really wasn't supposed to be here. So you probably have two versions of your remarks, one with me and one without me. I am so excited to be here today. As only Sandy probably knows in this room, the schedule of a president changes hour by hour, day by day. And so this was a fun change that allowed me to be here today to celebrate. So all of these lovely, amazing awardees got a letter from me saying that I couldn't be here. So, and here I am. So, but truly, I am so excited to be part of today's event. This is our inaugural 8 over 80. So just think about what we're going to continue to do in the future. But it's always fun to be among the first. So you are the first, our first group of 8 over 80. And I think we could not have picked a better group of amazing individuals who have given so much to the community, to the state, and to the University of Iowa. And they really embody so much of what we try to be as Hawkeyes across the state. Amazing, modest, hardworking, forward-thinking, and always selfless, I would say, to a person here, giving of so much of themselves without thinking about anything but others, and that is truly the Hawkeye spirit. So I want to say congratulations to our amazing 8, and to say you are welcome back here all the time. We are going to continue to celebrate you beyond today, and thank you for embodying what we care so much about here at the University of Iowa. And I can't help but say at the end, did anybody see that baseball game last night? Oh my gosh. If you haven't, look it up. It's pretty amazing, and it gives me an opportunity to say that my 2 favorite words these days, and you know what they are, so join with me. 1, 2, 3, go Hawks. So thank you so much, and congratulations again to our awardees.
And now, Leah and Kitty, please come forward, and we'll give you the pleasure of introducing our honorees.
Well, the good news is I don't have to convince you of how excited I am to be here today. Kitty and I are thrilled to be here today and to share a bit more about each of the recipients with you. I'm going to start with Berner Sexton. She graduated from the University of Iowa with a Bachelor of Arts in 1958. As a University of Iowa senior, Berner Sexton went to a luncheon where the former First Lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, urged students to take the knowledge learned to make their communities better places. Just stop and think about that for a moment. Eleanor Roosevelt. That's amazing. Sexton was greatly influenced by this message and tried to live her life according to Roosevelt's advice. Following graduation with an English education degree, Sexton put her degree to use, teaching in several high schools before going back to school for a master's degree in library sciences. What followed was a lengthy career as a librarian in Stamford, Connecticut, where she had been firmly involved in the community for more than 4 decades. She's been involved with Friends of the Ferguson Library since 1983, including as president, board member, and chair of various community events. For the past decade, she has chaired the Books for Babies Committee, which sends a book and information on children's library programs to every child born in Stamford, giving away more than 2,000 books a year. Sexton started a used bookshop with all the proceeds going to the library. Throughout her career, she has also been published numerous times in Cobblestone History Magazine, a publication geared towards children and young adults. Most recently, Sexton was honored for her lasting impact as a librarian with the Ferguson Award, having the boardroom of her library renamed the Anne M. Sexton Boardroom, and this year being named Librarian of the Year for 39 years of service. Please join me in congratulating Anne.
Serving as University of Iowa president from 1969 to 1981, and again from 2002 to 2003, Willard L. Sandy Boyd has been instrumental in the university's growth and has worked tirelessly on behalf of all organizations and institutions he's led. He received an honorary degree from the University of Iowa in 1981. Boyd was president at Iowa during a very tumultuous time in the university's history, which I know about firsthand because I was an undergraduate student in the late 60s myself. Yet he was able to successfully navigate a changing world while listening to all voices on campus. Boyd, whose focus as president was on expanding both the campus footprint and the student body, was an advocate for student rights and emphasized Iowa's strength in medicine and creative writing. Following his first presidency at Iowa, Boyd was president of Chicago's Field Museum of Natural History from 1981 to 1996, working to reconfigure the museum as well as its exhibitions to make it more accessible to patrons. In 1996, Boyd returned to Iowa City as the Rawlings Miller professor of law within the College of Law. As a professor, he created what is known as the Larned A. Waterman Iowa Nonprofit Resource Center, which supports nonprofits that provide vital services to communities throughout the state. Boyd holds honorary degrees from several educational institutions, led the American Association of Universities, and has been a longtime trustee of the Harry S. Truman Presidential Library and Museum in Independence, Missouri. In addition, he continues to serve as a fount of knowledge and wisdom through his mentorship of many university presidents, and is currently working with and advising our own President Wilson, Iowa's newest president. Please join me in congratulating Sandy.
Lynn Curry graduated from the University of Iowa with a doctorate in dental surgery in 1965. Lynn Curry has been a leader in the Hawkeye state for his efforts to promote dental care to Iowans and for helping the next generation of dentists achieve their professional goals. Following graduation from the University of Iowa College of Dentistry, Curry joined the Indian Health Service for 5 years before transitioning to private practice. What followed was a 50-year career serving the dental needs of patients in and around Carroll, Iowa. Throughout his distinguished career, Curry has continued to give back to his alma mater, the dental profession, and his local community. As a member of the UI Dental Alumni Board for the past 30 years, he's led efforts to recruit and retain prospective dental students. While he served as an adjunct professor for 6 years at Iowa, he continues to volunteer his time with the UI Stanley Museum of Art Board of Trustees and the UI College of Dentistry and Dental Clinics Building Transformation Campaign. Curry has been and continues to be a board member and leader of various organizations in Iowa, including the Iowa Dental Board, the Iowa Dental Association, the Iowa Dental Foundation, and Delta Dental of Iowa. He's also been an active volunteer with the Carroll Community School District Board, Carroll Chamber of Commerce, and the Carroll Library Board of Trustees. Since his time at Iowa, Curry's daughter has followed in his footsteps and received her dental degree at Iowa, and 2 grandchildren are currently enrolled in the program. Please join me in congratulating Lynn.
Hd Hoover graduated from the University of Iowa with a Master of Arts in 1967 and a doctorate in 1969. Whether it's working with graduate research assistants, guiding and supporting staff, or mentoring the next generation of faculty members, Dee has dedicated much of his life to giving back to others. Hoover served as a measurement and statistics professor within the University of Iowa's College of Education from 1969 to 2004, and was director of the Iowa Testing Program for grades K through 8 in the College of Education. Following his retirement, Hoover served on the Emeritus Faculty Council, which focuses on representing the interests of retirees. When the 2008 flood displaced what is now known as the university's Iowa Stanley Museum of Art, Hoover served as a member of the Envisioning Committee to help bring a permanent art museum back to campus. And I'm so pleased that that vision is about to become a reality later this summer. He is currently an executive committee member and a chair of the research committee for the Iowa Measurement Foundation, which is responsible for reviewing proposals and awarding grants to faculty members throughout the U of I College of Education. For more than a decade, Hoover's been a member of the committee that operates the thriving University of Iowa Senior College and has just completed a 4-year stint as chair. As a longtime participant of the senior college, I must say that it embodies what we're striving for at the Somé Center, because lifelong learning is such an important part of vital aging. He's taught select courses for the U of I Senior College, including ones relating to antiquarian maps and educational testing. In 2019, Hoover received the University Service Award from the U of I Retirees Association. Please join me in congratulating HD.
Takako Lento graduated from the University of Iowa with a Master of Fine Arts degree in 1967. She has made a lifelong commitment to making Japanese poetry available to the English-speaking world and American poetry to Japanese citizens. Following her completion of the Iowa Writers' Workshop and taking part in what was then a pilot of the International Writing Program, Lento taught Japanese literature at the University of Iowa from 1969 to 1971, where she translated contemporary Japanese poetry for her students. She worked as an intercultural consultant and interpreter for the next 3 decades, and following her retirement in 2013, devoted herself to literary translation, where she has received much acclaim. Over the past decade, Lento has been recognized for her work publishing numerous volumes of translated Japanese poetry, twice winning the Japan-U.S. Friendship Commission Prize for the translation of Japanese literature. In collaboration with W.S. Merwin, Lento won the field's top honor for the first time after translating the works of Yosabusan, and claimed an additional prize for her essential collection, Pioneers of Modern Poetry, which was translated with Kaneko Mitsuhara's poetry. Throughout her translation efforts, Lento has highlighted the importance of Iowa on a global scale to international students. She's volunteered with the Princeton Festival and has helped recruit poets from around the world to the month-long Performing Arts Festival. Currently, Lento is leading a team of 5 editors to create an anthology of modern Japanese poetry to help promote the study and enjoyment of contemporary Japanese literature. Please join me in congratulating Takako.
Robert Osterhaus graduated from the University of Iowa with a Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy in 1952 and a Doctorate of Science in 2012. Throughout his career as a pharmacist and community activist, Robert, better known as Bob, has exemplified a strong belief in promoting values close to his heart, especially the opportunities that come with revitalizing rural communities. Following his bachelor's degree from the University of Iowa College of Pharmacy, Osterhaus moved to Maquoketa, Iowa, and purchased what is now known as Osterhaus Pharmacy, a staple in the community for 57 years. He also served 4 terms in the Iowa House of Representatives from 1996 to 2004, but his leadership was not limited to politics. Osterhaus has held leadership positions throughout the field of pharmacy, including as president of the board of the Iowa Pharmacists Association, American Pharmacists Association, and Accreditation Council for Pharmacy Education, chair of the Iowa Board of Pharmacy Examiners and Community Pharmacy Section, executive committee member with the International Pharmaceutical Federation. He's been recognized for his work in the field, including the Lifetime Achievement Award in the Practice of Pharmacy from the International Pharmaceutical Federation and the American Pharmaceutical Association's Remington Lecture Award, which is the profession's highest honor. Currently, Osterhaus plays an active role in Osterhaus Pharmacy and continues to mentor students and young adults as they go through their pharmaceutical journey. He also volunteers his time with the Maquoketa Chamber of Commerce, which has revitalized and refurbished more than 20 buildings in the community's central business district. Please join me in congratulating Bob. Shirley Sparks-Greif graduated from the University of Iowa with a Bachelor of Arts in 1955. Shirley has dedicated much of her time and effort to studying and unearthing breakthroughs in the field of early childhood development. Following her speech pathology and audiology degree from the University of Iowa, Sparks-Greif worked as a speech pathologist in New Orleans, Omaha, Nebraska, and Battle Creek, Michigan. She served for 15 years as an associate professor within Western Michigan University's Department of Speech, Language, and Hearing Sciences, and was an adjunct professor in early childhood special education at Santa Clara University in Santa Clara, California. She also co-authored The Art and Practice of Home Visiting, with a second edition released just this year. Most recently, Sparks-Greif has been involved with various community and civic organizations. She's an active volunteer in promoting services for children and families affected by prenatal alcohol, as shown in Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders, or FASD. Sparks-Greif also runs 2 support groups for parents of children with FASD. Sparks-Greif is a member of the FASD Collaborative of Northern California, which works to prevent fetal alcohol spectrum disorders, and has had a FASD named a disability in public schools to ensure that those children receive the services that they need. In addition, she's involved with Parents Helping Parents, a local nonprofit that supports families of children and youth with special needs, and is an advisor for Celebrating Families, a program that helps families that have at least one parent in alcohol recovery. Please join me in congratulating Shirley.
Our final recipient could not be with us today. We're honored to recognize Mary Louise Peterson, who received her Bachelor of Arts in 1951 and an honorary degree in 2013. Mary Louise Peterson has a strong passion for education and community involvement, and she's dedicated her life to these causes. Following graduation with an economics degree from the University of Iowa, Peterson put her education to work as she partnered with her husband Rand in running the family business, Shelby County State Bank. Over the past 7 decades, she's been an ardent supporter and promoter of Iowa, as well as education in general throughout the Hawkeye state. Peterson served on the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, and has been an advocate in helping Iowa become a top-ranked major research institution. She continues to provide support and advocacy for student aid, which has impacted countless students in their ability to achieve an education, and has been a key volunteer at Iowa, including as co-chair of the original Old Capitol restoration, a member of the leadership committee for the Hawkeye Arena Recreation Campaign, and co-chaired the Good, Better, Best Iowa campaign. Currently, Peterson and her husband Rand actively support various programs at Iowa. In addition, she serves as lifetime honorary director for the UI Center for Advancement Board of Directors and was a speaker for the 2021 Women in Philanthropy program. Peterson also offers her time to leaders and students at Iowa, mentoring numerous university presidents and advising Iowa students interested and eager to succeed in their collegiate education. Please join me in congratulating Mary, Louise, and all of our 2022 8 over 80 award recipients.